Pets are the best companions, especially to young children. They complement humanity in a very special way, but would you believe that some kids don't go through the regular ways when choosing a pet sometimes? These kids instead chose unusual pets, and they surprisingly make the best friends out of these dangerous and sometimes horrific creatures. From siblings who live with cheetahs to a little boy who fosters a kangaroo, here are 10 unbelievable pets that kids actually own. I've also noticed that most of you watching this aren't subscribed yet, so if you do like the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and you can always change your mind later. And with that said, enjoy the video. Number 10. Cheetah. Milan and his little sister Kayla have surprised the world to have fostered an amazing bond with the world's fastest land animals, 2 deadly cheetahs. Sleeping among cheetahs might seem to be the riskiest thing to do, but for Milan and Kayla, it's become normal. Occasionally, you'll meet Milan and Kayla with the 2 cheetahs, Waku and Skyla, out in their family Jeep. The kids' parents, managing game ranger Hein Schulman and his wife Kim, adopted the 2 cheetahs from Garden Route Game Lodge in South Africa. They got them when they were still babies, and the baby cheetahs were among the 4 cubs born by an ailing wild cheetah who couldn't feed them. Hein and his wife Kim took the 2 cubs with them home and raised them along with Milan and Kayla, who were also little babies by then. Since then, they've been living with the cheetahs, forming an unbelievable bond with the deadly wildcats. Despite that, however, Hein is working on plans to release the 2 cheetahs back to the wild. He occasionally teaches them to hunt for themselves as a way of hardening them back to their natural environment. Number 9. Tiger. From siblings living with cheetahs, we now move to a family in Brazil living with another dangerous wildcat, and that is the tiger. It's not just 1, but 7 deadly tigers actually, but for Ari Borges it's just another normal day, as he's made the tigers part of his family. In fact, his 3 daughters and his wife comfortably eat, sleep, and spend their days playing with the tigers. The eldest daughter, Nayara, is so daring that she even goes swimming with one of the tigers. This special and unique bond is because Nayara and her sister Uyara have spent several years bottle feeding and petting the tigers. According to Ari, the only way to earn such a special bond with these dangerous animals is by showing them love and respect. And that indeed they have received from the daughters who are now in their 20s. In 2015, Ari rescued 2 tigers from a circus that were mistreating and abusing the big cats. Later, he adopted 5 more tigers and invited them into his home. It's from there that his young daughters formed a strong bond with these big cats as they grew together. Ari now plans to open a 40-acre park to allow the tigers to reunite with the wild. Number 8. A python. Having a python as your pet would be the last thing you'd really wish for, but that's not for this young Cambodian boy called Sambath. The 7-year-old boy has been living with his 6-meter-long, 120-kilogram female python in a specially built annex. A python is not the kind of reptile you'd really wish to have around your house, let alone cuddle or sleep in its coil like Sambath is doing in this video, but hey, weirder things have happened. Personally, I wonder how the little boy survived being squeezed by this huge python. And before you shrink away in fear, take a look at how the young boy showers the python with affection, stroking and kissing it several times a day. The python just scrolled in when it was just the size of a thumb, but now it's grown to a size enough to squeeze a man to death. Sambath, who's formed a special bond with the snake, named it Chomran, meaning luck. And of course, if you plan to visit this young boy, carrying along some 4 chickens would go a long way, as it's enough to last the python an entire week. The family says they're now much safer with the big python around. It really is amazing to see how this unusual boy has become a village star, attracting a huge crowd from the neighborhood. Number 7. A cobra. Remaining with the snake topic, we have another strange boy in India who lives with cobras as his best friends. Who does that anyway? That's terrifying, especially considering that the cobra is one of the most venomous snakes in the entire friggin' world. Its venom can kill you within a few minutes if not treated immediately. And yet here we are, 7-year-old Divish Adivasi has made friends with 3 slithery, dangerous snakes. Adivasi is seen playing, eating, and sleeping with the deadly snakes, and he even spends time bathing his pet snakes and rubbing them with his massage oil. Despite several warnings from his parents to keep him away from snakes, Adivasi seems to have a special love for said snakes. In fact, that love is so vast that he keeps collecting these snakes from the forest, both venomous and non-venomous, and none of them have ever actually attacked him. Today, he's a friend with over 15 different snakes. I hope this won't fool you into petting a cobra, though. That's not a good idea. Number 6. Crocodile. Crocodiles are notoriously fierce and can break you into pieces in a matter of minutes, but that's not the case for 3-year-old Maharani. This bizarre girl from Indonesia sleeps, eats, and plays with her pet croc, and the 2 seem to be completely inseparable. On top of all that, Maharani actually bathes the crocodile. And as you can see here, she's brushing its teeth, and she seems not to be afraid in the slightest. I think it's just too dangerous for this little toddler, though. The crocodile was actually adopted by her father, Sirahul Effendi, who bought the wounded baby croc from a pet market for $22 when it was only about 80 centimeters long. Effendi took the croc home and started treating the wounds. Later, he introduced it to his then 2-year-old daughter, and the two just kinda bonded instantly. Since then, Maharani has been living together with the croc, and as you can tell, the pair are really in love with one another. Today, the crocodile is 135 centimeters long and weighs 29 kilos. Number 5. A cockroach. Cockroaches aren't exactly the #1 idea when you're considering a pet. But even though most of us might want to consider cockroaches as one of the most unusual pets, 10-year-old Shelby Counterman has made cockroaches her only best friend. Shelby, who started with just 5 cockroaches given to her by her mother Meg when she was only 3 years old, now has a collection of over 7,000. Ugh, I'm just getting the creeps just from thinking about that many in one spot. In fact, though, she not only keeps the roaches as a pet, but incorporates them into her 4-H citizenship project. You'll be surprised that her bedroom at their home in Claremore, Oklahoma is actually full of cockroaches. She's so obsessed with the roaches that she even kisses them goodnight. Well, maybe Shelby just wants to show the world that bugs aren't as scary and mean as they're often made out to be, but honestly, that's just a little extreme. And it's an exterminator's nightmare. Number 4. Fox. We all know that all species of foxes are considered wild and are rarely domesticated, but even though foxes are an unusual choice for a pet, the fact remains that they're cute and have a bundle of energy. On a normal day, you'll find them running around, either to catch food or just for fun. Lucy the fennec fox is lucky to have found a human strong enough to domesticate her, and she's not afraid to show her excitement through uncontrollable zoomies on the couch once her favorite human walks into the room. The little girl, who seems to have formed an unusual bond with Lucy the fox, is seen walking over to the couch to calm her down. Lucy, in response, pampers the girl with several smooches on the face. Well, fennec foxes are an exotic breed found only in the Sahara and the Arabian Peninsula, and they're very light, weighing less than 4 pounds. But as you can tell from the story of Lucy, these tiny creatures are just simply adorable. Number 3. Kangaroo. Kangaroos are just adorable. From how they jump around to how they throw kicks here and there, they indeed can make a perfect pet. Kinda like this one here named Boomeroo, who was introduced to the toddler Alia Heckerthorn when she was just a few days old. And today, the two creatures have formed an inseparable bond. Boomeroo is very gentle and protected towards the child, and the pair are seen doing everything together, from playing in the garden to eating and even dressing like each other. Boomeroo the kangaroo is an educational animal that the family uses to create children-focused content to inspire children to love and care for nature. Number 2. Owls. Despite what Harry Potter would like you to think, owls are generally not good friends with little humans. They're known to avoid them like the plague, and if you cross their lines, owls could literally rip your face to shreds using their powerful beak and talons. And then there's this little girl right here who surprised the world with how she's turned a strong bond with this owl here, which is popularly known as Sir Fluffyface. A terrifying name to be known. The owl is actually so gentle with the little girl that the pair are seen kissing each other. As you can see here, Sir Fluffyface just loves the attention, and the little girl is not afraid to offer all the attention. This right here really is the Harry Potter Hedwig energy that I've been waiting for. Number 1. Lion cubs. This is probably the weirdest pet you can have around. We all know how fierce lions can be. Consequently, humans can do anything to avoid an encounter with one, but a family in a refugee camp in Rafah, southern Gaza Strip, is comfortably living with lion cubs. Syed Eldin Al-Jamal, a 54-year-old Palestinian Authority employee, just allows his grandchildren and children from the neighborhood to play with the lion cubs. Jamal bought the 2 lion cubs from a local zoo and kept them at home, where they've been living with his family. Jamal allows the children to handle the cubs as they do with normal pets. However, he does plan to separate the cubs from his family once they turn 5 months old, as by then they'll be already dangerous to the children. And there you have it, guys. 10 unbelievable pets that kids actually own. And from what we've seen, these pets are just weird and not many of us would stand a moment with any of them. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Later, everybody!